Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Big Steve. I know it's been a minute since I've done a video. It's been a long day, and so I'm kind of uh, chilling right now. But I kind of wanted to drop something to my millennials. I hadn't really thought about, generations, not in the context of how uh, generations actually work. Uh, my mother would have been the baby boomers. I would be a Generation X. Millennials come up behind me, and then I don't even know who that next group is. But there seems to be a disconnect between. Uh, there seems to be a disconnect between Gen Xers and Millennials. Is I'm 52 years old, and if you were born around 1981 1981, somewhere around there, that would make you a millennial. 1981, somewhere around there, would make you a millennial. But that's not why I'm doing this video. Why I'm doing this video is to apologize to my millennials. I'm apologizing to y'all. Because you know what? Man, y'all got screwed. I know for a fact you got screwed because me as a Gen Xer, I got screwed. At some point in time, we're going to have to figure out how to get over the fact that we got ripped off, hoodwinked, bamboozled by that baby boomer generation before us. That would be like my moms and pops. Sometimes we have to sit and we have to bite that bullet and deal with reality. The reality is, they said fuck us. It's all about us. You know who I'm talking about when you go to that family reunion, them the ones that highlight you. Well, I worked on a job for 32 years and I broke glass ceilings and this, that, and the third. But what have you done for the generation coming up behind you? Well, pregnant, shot, incarcerated, drug addicted. That's my generation. Now, because I was fucked up, I had kids. And guess what? My kids is fucked up. They don't know no better than to be fucked up because I didn't know no better to teach them than not to be fucked up. Because I didn't have people to teach me not to be fucked up. Because they too busy partying, hanging out, hanging with their girlfriends, hanging with their partners under the bridge, drinking and partying and shit. They wasn't teaching me shit about finances. They wasn't teaching me about how to balance a fucking checkbook. All while while they in high school, they got shop classes. They were automotive repair, paint body. They got carpentry, plumbing, electrical. When they graduated high school, they ain't even got to go to college because they got a tactile skill that they can go out here and make a grip with. All along while I'm in school, they started taking this shit out of our schools, and not one time did they say one fucking word to the school about, hey, why you taking that carpentry class out of there? Why you taking that drafting class out of there? Why you taking that automotive repair out of there? Why? Oh, we don't have money for that. Oh, well, y'all need to fight and get this money because we've been paying taxes for them to be able to get this. But all that shit vanished on us. And guess what? We grew up in the hood, learned how to sell a little dope, sell a little weed, and learned mostly how to stay high and drunk. And if you got lucky, you got the fuck out of the hood. Now, that generation right there, have kids. And guess who them kids are? You millennials. That's you. Now maybe you can kind of understand why you kind of throwed. Because the parents you got is throwed. Let me go back to them boomers for a second. I'm finna break these boomers off to you. You know who them boomers are? They them civil rights Negroes. That's who them boomers are, them civil rights Negroes. Them the old holding hands, we shall overcome, and can't we all just get along, and can't we sit next to white folks? That's them. Now, you might not recognize them because you may be a generation down below them, but see, them would be your great aunts. Them would be your great aunts, your great uncles. Yeah, them niggas that be at the family reunion that pull up in the big badass ride and want to sit around and talk about the check they get every month. That's that group that fuck you. For real. For real. Now, while they were busy singing Kumbaya, uh, holding hands and talking about can't we all just get along? Can't we all just be in the same? Can't we rub elbows with these white folks? They turn their backs on independence. They turn their backs on entrepreneurship. They turn their backs on all these things that we would have needed to be able to pass on to you so that we would be 2 generations deep right now and doing for ourselves. But they get their government check every month. They got their government job. You know, they got that government job. You know, I retired from the post office. For real. Okay, I get it. I asked my auntie, y'all, she said, well, you know, by the time I was 30 years old, I paid my house off. I didn't make but $14 an hour after 32 years of working at this, at TI. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, really? How much the fuck did your house cost? Well, my house was $40,000. Bitch, a house today on the low end is $250,000. Let me see you pay for that motherfucker. Let me see you pay for a house of $14 an hour. Let me see you make that happen. You talking about I'm supposed to be able to make it happen. You wonder why I can't save no money. Oh, that's right. You had a fly-ass Camaro, a 67 Camaro SS. Burnt orange with the racing stripes, the 4-speed Hurst shifter. You paid what, $6,000 for that motherfucker? Really? I paid $15,000 for a fucking Hyundai. Yeah, you could do a lot with the shit that you had because the shit didn't cost nothing. Now when it gets to me, my generation, everything is sky high. And guess what? My millennials, it's going to be worse for you. You think about it. They pay $40,000 for a house. Could pay that house off in 2 to 3 years. It's paid for. Right now, it's people listening to me that's living in a house that costs them $1,500, $1,600 a month, if not more. $250,000 financed for 30 years. Do you not realize you'll be dead before that motherfucker get paid off, or too old and feeble to motherfucking even, if it needs repair, to get it done? Because you ain't gonna have that kind of bread. You ain't gonna even be able to pass it on to your kids because your kids might not be in a position to pay for that, to finish paying that motherfucker out. So guess who's gonna get it? Finance company. It is what it is. So I want to apologize to my millennials. I really do. Because for some reason, we are having a failure to communicate. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to open up this communication to you. I see my millennials. My millennials, they be about they grind. But they got a bunch of Gen X bad habits. Nigga, I wasn't the first one to start with video games. Nigga, I had a little motherfucking PlayStation 2 with a big cartridge in it where you had to stick the erase off in there and clean that motherfucker off for it to play. Nigga, that's how far back, motherfucker, I go with video games. So video games ain't nothing new. It was an addiction for me then. It's an addiction for you now. The only thing I can say to you right now is, please don't keep walking in the way I started out walking. If me, myself, figured out that that wasn't the right shit to do, it's incumbent upon me to say to you, hey, look, man, I made this mistake. You can do what the fuck you want to do, but maybe you might want to do it a different way. I forget who that was. It was some big time news motherfucker. It's supposed to be one of these Negroes that speak for us. That's what it was. Antonio Moore, you know, the founder of ADOS, him and Square Jaw. And I was sitting there thinking about that, something this nigga said. This nigga had the audacity to say that entrepreneurship would not work for us. Well, my millennials proving that motherfucker wrong day in and day out. Every one of y'all that go out there and buy a truck that throw away the baggies and buy you a big ass truck and go out there and be an entrepreneur, go into business for yourself, that's male or female, prove that nigga wrong. It worked for everybody else. I mean, look at Hakeem. He got a store in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Look at Ling Ling. She doing nails like 40 going motherfucking west. You know what I'm saying? Look at Hector. Hector pull up there with a pickup truck full of tools. He bought it the goddamn AutoZone and make him $800-900 a day because he gonna charge that motherfucker $400. Gonna charge that motherfucker $400. And when he done, he gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the house. And that motherfucker got paid in cash, so he didn't pay no taxes on that breed. So why won't entrepreneurship work for us? Because we listen to motherfuckers tell us it won't. I mean, it is what it is. And it's time for Gen X's to give the real. We've been scared because our mamas and daddy taught us, shh, boy, don't you be talking about them white folks like that. Yeah, he ain't gonna give you no job. Fuck a job. I don't need a job. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds crazy because I'm sitting here on a job, but you know what? I'm single. I got zero overhead. And so I can be on a motherfucking job and stack bread. But if you got a motherfucking big ass mortgage, you got a $70,000 car sitting in the motherfucking park, the difference between me and you is that you got to go to work. And if I don't go to work for a month, I ain't gonna miss a lake and a snake. Believe that. I can go to work. I didn't work for 4 months this year. You think one of my bills got behind? Hell no. Because I got rid of all that dead weight. And that dead weight starting out was my wife. 20 years married to this dead weight. Nigga never could come up. Now, I ain't gonna blame it all on her, but she got them motherfucking habits. Impulse buys. I got to go online and buy some shit. Bitch, the light bill is due. You tripping. I got holes in my motherfucking boots. And you talking about you need another pair of shoes. For real. If your mindset ain't about when you wake up in the morning, about us stepping up on the next level, you grinding, doing whatever the fuck it take to get to this next level, just like I'm doing, then guess what? You dead weight. So I got to pull up, open them doors up and throw your motherfucking ass out the wagon. Close them doors up and roll the fuck off and leave your ass standing there. You can be dead weight on the next motherfucker. My son, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna trip you out on this video game shit. My son, 15 years old, ain't got no job, don't pay no bills. You gotta pay him to take out the trash. And this nigga got a motherfucking Xbox game habit that a crackhead would be ashamed of. I had to tell her, because I took my credit cards and shit off of there. I'm like, man, I got to realize and looking at my statements, how much money this nigga was spending. I had to ask, I said, if this nigga was doing crack and spending this much money, bitch, would you support him? Well, now he doing crack. I said, well, what's the difference? An addiction is an addiction. And the money he's spending ain't his. He's spending your money because he ain't spending mine no more. I had to change the way I was seeing shit and looking at myself going, why am I so confused about a lot of shit? I'm confused about a lot of shit because I was taught to be confused by a lot of shit. There was a lot of shit that was going on that I just kind of accepted. He said, hey, it is what it is. But that ain't what it is. I look at the girl, I look at my family. All the girls are doing good. The ones that they like, they doing good. All the boys incarcerated, shot, murdered, drug addicted, homosexual, or got gay tendencies. So how did all the dudes get fucked up and you had like 3-4 of the girls make it, but then outside of them 3-4 girls, all the rest of them is fucked up? That is a purposeful and willful act. I had to come to that. And that's fucked up to realize about your family. That, hey, look, it's you motherfuckers that fucked us up. You got your selected. You got the ones that's under your wings. You got the one that's in your group that you done wrap your arms around and saying, we gonna protect these motherfuckers and then fuck everybody else. But then the first thing you want to do is holler a family reunion. And tell the motherfuckers send me an email talking about $150 for the family reunion. Tell that motherfucker, I'm finna drive 2.5 hours to see motherfuckers I won't drive 10 minutes to see here in Dallas. So what the fuck make you think I'm gonna drive all the way down there to see y'all? Really? And pay? Hold that motherfucking thought. I took that $150 and I went to Louisiana and I went over there and got on the mother and hung out at the motherfucking boat. Now marinate on that one. My millennials are my future. I'm old now. I'm old. You know, I ain't no elder. Don't even go down that road. But I do understand this about my millennials. Is that they the key to turning this shit around. Because they the ones whose mind is open because they so far removed generationally and genetically from slavery that most of them can't even fathom that or wrap their mind around it. You know, you got some that's woke, you know, that know about it, but they can't feel it in their genetic code. You know what I'm saying? They can't feel it. That's like I never did go see Passion of the Christ. I didn't need to see Passion of the Christ. They beat Jesus' ass. Hell, I watched slave movies my whole life. So what the fuck I'm gonna feel any more about them whooping the white boy's ass for? It is what it is. But my millennials are the key. See, you got some shit that you need to be looking at on the real. And this is what you need to be looking at. You got kids, or one day you gonna have kids. Now guess what? What kind of legacy you gonna leave for your kids? I'm gonna tell you what kind of legacy my mama left for me. And I guess I'm a fucked up person. She left all her shit to her sisters and brothers, and most of them probably gonna die for her. So that means it's gonna go to their kids before her kids. But all her sisters and brothers managed to leave their shit to their kids. We can't do that. We can't do that. We have to be better than that because we have to look at it from the ideology that we are building something. They never did want to build nothing. They just wanted to rub elbows with white folks. They want to be able to say, I can sit down at the table and eat wherever I want to eat. That's what they wanted to do. And today, them the same motherfuckers that bitch about sitting in a restaurant eating, and here comes somebody with a dog in there. Oh, that nasty motherfucker got that old nasty ass dog in there. That's the same shit they said about you in 1965. Oh, this old nasty ass nigga up in here. Well, I don't want these old nasty ass niggas up in here. That's for real. See how shit turned? My millennials are the one that's going to initiate our own shit. Our own stores, our own businesses. Gen X, you know, those of us who survived Generation X is the cast that was born in the late 60s all the way up to I was born in 67, so that makes me the very like a grandpa in Gen X, all the way over to like 80, like 1980. We were the ones who went through the war on drugs. We were the ones who went through the crack epidemic. We were the ones when AIDS first jumped out there and was waxing motherfuckers' asses. We were the ones who went through when gentrification really became a big thing. It was our neighborhoods that got took, and we watched our parents not do a goddamn thing about it. But what could we do about it? Anytime we stood up to do something about it, they put crack in the neighborhood. Anytime somebody stood up to do something, they locked them up in prison. I mean, at some point, a nigga catch a beat down enough, he'd be like, okay, I don't want to fight no more. I mean, it is what it is. But now that we've gotten older, it's time, I can't get in there and mix it up with them youngsters no more. But I can damn sure give them what I got up here. 52 years of living on this earth. Ain't never been to prison. Ain't never been strung out on drugs nowhere. I've worked since I was 15 years old. My first son was born when I was 15 years old. My first son. So I got a son that's older than a lot of these people that's listening to me right now. But I still went to school. I worked 2 jobs. And then I went to the military. What that's to tell you is that my generation, Generation X, all is not lost. We not what was that boy name in New Jack City? Ooh, that's probably too old for most of y'all right there. Pookie. We wasn't all Pookie. Some of us was out here grinding and hustling. Some of us was too scared to go out there and get in that game and be out there in that game trying to make that money like that because we were too close to our parents who told us, work, nigga, work, nigga, work, nigga, work. And so that's what we did. We worked. But then the later part of our generation started saying, man, I can't pay my bills because I ain't, off these little bitty ass jobs that ain't paying shit. So we got out there and hustle. And then guess what? That was the game that got passed on to y'all. But I really, really proud to see these millennials in this group that work ethic thing is there. We call it a grind now. That's what's called, a grind now. But it's a work ethic. I love to see my sisters in here. In this group. I just want y'all to stop sticking your asses out and talking about twerking and shit. Just want you to stop that. Because I need you to see what's going on up here. That's what I need to see what's going on up here. Because what's going on up here is what you're going to pass on to your children. Which is our lineage. See, I'd rather have a smart daughter than a fine daughter. Now, if I get lucky and have a smart, fine daughter, then that's cool too. But I'd rather have a smart daughter versus a fine daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that is. Or I'd rather have a smart son over just a big dumb motherfucker. I mean, it is what it is. You can be big and dumb, and that don't serve no fucking purpose. So we need to be trying to get this knowledge up in here. We need to start checking out our real elders like Dr. Claude Anderson, man. Y'all need to get in some of them books he done wrote, man. Dr. Claude. Y'all need to get in some of them books, man. And we need to try to figure out utilizing our millennials open-mindedness and the ability to see beyond the shit that we've been trapped into seeing as Gen Xers. I mean, we basically stuck in a Scarface fucking movie. The world is mine. No, nigga, he got the fuck shot out of him at the end of the movie. I'm really just trying to chill out and be on the porch and sit back and rock back and forth and drink me some Southern Comfort and ginger ale and maybe fire me a big split because I ain't got to go to work no more. But I can see that I done passed on my business to my son and my daughter who are raising up their sons and daughters in the business, giving them tactile skills. That's legacy. The Bible that I read say that I'm supposed to pass on something to my children. My children are supposed to be better off than I was. Do you know, millennials, that you are actually going to be worse off than your parents? That's statistically proven. That's just shit. And that, if that don't concern you, it's something wrong with you. That's real talk. You gonna make less money. Your money gonna do less than your parents' money. And I'm a Gen Xer, and my money ain't able to do shit. So imagine my money not doing. If my money ain't doing shit, imagine what the fuck your money gonna be doing. It's gonna be doing less than shit, unless we change our ideology. Unless we start creating jobs for ourselves. Unless we start creating opportunities to educate ourselves. We need to get our kids out these dumbass public schools and start creating schools for our own selves so that we can educate ourselves. As long as we are, our thought process is controlled by people outside of us, we're going to be fucked up. And y'all are the first generation that said, you know what, I get it. I can kind of hang out with them white folks a little bit, but they really ain't like me. On to something till you just said we gonna be less. No, I said your money is gonna do less. Your money is gonna do less. It's little things called inflation. I give you an example. Like I was talking about my aunt. She bought a house, cost 40, and she bought a house in like 1962, 63, around there. And the neighborhood she bought it in was a real nice neighborhood. $40,000 for that house. My mom and daddy only paid $50,000 for their house. You see what I'm saying? They only paid $50,000 for their house. My mother made roughly $30,000 a year, and my dad made like $50,000 a year. So they actually paid cash for their house. So when they paid cash for their house and they got their deed for their house, that house began to develop equity. It became an asset. Until you got that deed to your house or that title to your house is not an asset to you. It's an asset to whoever you got it financed through. It is what it is. And the more inflation goes up, the less your dollar will buy. The dollar right now is worth what, about 38 cents? I'm talking about one of them bills, one of them bucks you go in there and spend at the store, in the store. Nigga, I remember when I could go in the store and buy, I used to love Baby Ruth candy bar. I used to go in there and buy 3 of them motherfuckers for $1. Bitch, them motherfuckers $2.19, $2.20 at a motherfucking truck stop right now. Tell me shit ain't going up. And it's steady going up, day in and day out. So your game plan need to be, how can I make enough bread to counter this motherfucking inflation? The only way you're gonna be able to do that is that you are self-employed, that you are in business for yourself. The only way that you can ensure that your children have jobs is that you are going to have to provide these jobs. Because if you think these Mexicans gonna give them a job, ain't finna happen. You think these white folks gonna give them a job, ain't finna happen. You think these Asians finna give them a job, ain't finna happen. You think these Middle Easterns gonna give them a job, ain't finna happen. Who gonna give them a job? You gonna have to give them a job, and that's what you're gonna have to that's what you're gonna have to buck up and accept. That this shit is on your shoulders. Now, me as a Gen Xer, where do I come in? As a teacher in a truck driving school, I spend a lot of time talking to people who are younger than me. And the hardest part was getting people past the dream of driving a truck. That's right. It's worth $750,000 now. That's right. You can't even go and buy a house in your mama's hood and your daddy's hood no more. You can't even do it. And if you can, if you can get one for the same price, if you can get one for the same price, you wouldn't want to live in that motherfucker. Who would actually want to live in a $40,000 motherfucking house? Really? You know, unless you're ready to fight off raccoons and snakes and shit running through that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Sun, look up and see the moon and shit. But and I used to talk to young people in school, and to get them past that, well, I got my CDL, now I'm a truck driver. No, you're not a truck driver. You basically know just enough to go out here and kill yourself. That's real talk. And it was so hard to convince them to understand that they're just beginning. And once you start learning the game, that's when you expand on the game. It's like anything else. When you start seeing where you can make a move, that's when you make a move. You don't just jump out there and make a move. You have to make sure that this move is not gonna come back and bite you in the ass. That's real talk. And it was so hard trying to get my young people to understand that. It was a guy that went to school, man, and he did like 21 years in prison. And 17 of them 21 years in prison, he was a cabinet maker. He made cabinets. And the cabinets that he made, the prisons sold to home builders. And I'm talking about motherfucking like Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones. I'm talking about Ariana Grande. You know, them big ass houses and shit them motherfuckers live in. He built cabinets that were put in those houses. And so when he told me that, I asked him, I said, man, why are you even in truck driving school? Dude said, I said, man, you are a master carpenter. You are a master cabinet maker. I said, man, I don't want you none of them white folks taught me. Okay. So after I went outside and calmed down a little bit, I come back in the room and I go, say, man, let me explain something to you how this go. You say you don't want to use what them white folks taught you. Them white folks gave you a game. And right now, you finna throw that game away for some bullshit. Well, about a month later, the hurricane hit Houston. About 3 months after that, the nigga called me. My phone rang. I didn't know what the fuck number the nigga was calling me on. So yeah, this is the dude from school, Mr. Cabinet Maker. Now he want to know how to start him a cabinet making business. It don't matter where you get the skill from. God damn it, use that motherfucker. It is what it is. And all this bullshit about, I don't want to be no descendant of a slave. Motherfucker, that's what you are. If your granddaddy, great-granddaddy, great-great-granddaddy, grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother was a slave, nigga, you are a descendant of a slave. Own that shit. Ain't nothing shame about it. Understand that what you got from that is a lesson learned, nigga. I got the strength of my grandfather. And this nigga grew watermelons and used to load them motherfuckers by himself. And I know that's hard work because that nigga made me do it one summer. And I was like, Granddad, I can't come back down here no more. He said, boy, I'm going to pay you. You work good. I'm going to pay you. He said, get you out one of them watermelons you want. This nigga just paid me with a watermelon. For real? Hold that thought. See if I be back down here next summer. You sure right. I didn't go back down to my granddaddy's house for about 4 summers because my daddy sent me to Paris, Texas, and had us picking cotton. I'm like, nigga, don't you know slavery is over with? We free now. My daddy said, boy, I just want you to see what it's like to pick cotton. Now you understand why I don't wear cotton shirts and cotton drawers. I wear polyester. I said, that's what that is. Okay, I got you. You ain't got to worry about me picking no motherfucking cotton. But I know that work ethic, a nigga out there from can't to can't, is in me. That's how come I get behind this wheel and them motherfucking white boys can't keep up with me. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's run up here to Colorado and pick up this load. Oh, we both got up here. We loaded. Oh, man, you ready to go back? Oh, man, I'm finna have to get me a... No, come on, man, get on back to this. Let's go. That's that work ethic. That's what's in your genetic code, millennials. You need to get in contact with that shit. Once you decide that you want to do something, ain't nobody on this planet can beat you at it because of your genetic code, because of your legacy, your ancestry, who you are, and where the fuck you came from. You ain't dealing with no selfish motherfuckers talking about, want to be able to, floss and say, I got a Corvette. I retired from the post office, so I bought me a Corvette. Yeah, sure did. Drop top Corvette, and I got a near white woman on it, and I ride through Garland, Texas. Man, find a motherfucking police officer to see you riding with this near white woman, and look at there, there's a nigger in a vet. What a white woman. Let me pull him over and see what he talking about. Pull up there behind him, run his plate, see the nigga got a cig. Oh, he got a pistol and ready. He got a white. He done kidnapped this white woman. I had to tell my uncle that. I had to tell that nigga that. Why you bullshitting, you'll get your goddamn head blown up. Thanking you, that generation. It is what it is. So my millennials, I apologize to y'all for getting woke late. Nigga, I was high for a long time and I had to get my shit together so that I could think. And that's where I am now. I'm thinking, reading, trying to get my shit together enough so that I can be an example to put in the work. Got a couple of projects that I'm working on. Y'all gonna know who it is. I ain't got to say what it is. Y'all gonna know who it is because I'm putting in the work. Old motherfucker talk all day, but if they ain't putting in no work, what the fuck is you listening to them for? They gotta lead by example. That's real talk. And if they flossing and parlaying and fronting and going on, you don't need to fuck with them. There's enough fakes and phonies out there. You need to be fucking with the real. It is what it is. Man, I got bitched at about my lives being too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring this thing to a close, but just kind of marinate on what I said, man. And we in this together. I'm millennials, I apologize for being fucked up. But we gonna be all right. Because guess what? Who knows? One of y'all may employ one of my kids. Y'all might employ one of your kids. I was telling dude about them applications. Motherfucker got mad at me because I was telling about them applications because he one of them kumbaya niggas saying, I got my own business. You got your own business. You got an application from Todd, Jose, Hakmeed, Jaquan. Guess who's gonna get that motherfucking job? Jaquan gonna get that job. Why? Because we'll employ us before we employ anybody else. What's wrong with that? They do the shit. But we feel guilty when we do it. Oh, that ain't fair. What the fuck is fair about business? Business ain't nothing fair about business. Ain't nobody playing by rules but us. Why? Because we've been Jedi mind tricked into believing that we doing something wrong when we do something for ourselves. Because we have to do something for everybody else. It is what it is. Y'all be cool on y'all stool, man. This is Big Steve. I'll see y'all next time. Love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.